There we go. That's not creepy. All right, what's the next thing? Will, licensing class.
Okay, we had 2 people at the January 13th, I think it was, test session. Jake got his license. Jake was from Sioux Falls. He got his call sign. It got really fast. I had it by Friday. Kilo Fox 0, Whiskey Bravo India. And Kevin, who is here, KE0Z IEX, upgraded to general.
This is where we clap.
And we do have someone just signed up for next week and someone already for March.
Cool. Thank you. Technical report, Glenn or Steve or John or anything great? I don't think anything's changed.
No, nothing's really changed.
Cool. That's an easy one. And then I didn't put it on the agenda. Sorry about that. But Chan, your 6-meter repeater report.
Yeah. Right after our meeting last month, the Hot Springs Amateur Radio Club contacted me with information about their 6-meter repeater that they have. It's out of service in storage. It might be what we're looking for. I don't have any pictures. They don't have that. Trustee for the repeaters in California apparently until the end of March. So it'd be April before we could go take a look at it. Probably have to drive out there, or assuming the pictures look good for it. I mean, we need the cans, I think, primarily.
Yeah,
the way it sounds. But and if the price is right, I don't think there's much competition for these for this repeater, so probably get it at a decent price. And I don't know what that price is yet. So that's good news on that front. We're front and center there. And then also I have a contact, a ham radio guy in Spencer, Iowa, who knows a guy in that area who installed a 6-meter repeater about 20 years ago. We could draw on that for valuable resource and experience, what to do, what not to do, things to watch out for, that type of thing. So we'll be in contact with him also. He's also a good friend now also with Spencer. So we're making progress toward that. And the 6-meter repeater would go on Adams Tower, 190 feet up at a higher elevation. So the idea is that we should have excellent coverage from that site into Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska. When the magic band's up, we'll get check-ins maybe from Omaha and Des Moines and Minneapolis, perhaps, well into North Dakota, maybe South Dakota out west too. Mentioned also maybe we could have a Sunday night net on there once in a while and see if there's any interest. A little bit longer antenna than the 2-meter that we're used to. And not everybody's maybe set up for 6-meter mobile, certainly, but you can run it out of your house or on your, most HF rigs have that. So anyway, it's progress. We're moving in that direction.
I didn't bring it to one people having. I didn't want to move it, but I've got 2 Motorola mobiles and a repeater controller. So if it's something that's crystal controlled and you can't actually use it, we have a whole. I think those fish can do 110 watts, but we're running like that, 25. But that's a backup one if it's a crystal thing. But really, we just need cans.
Right.
So if it's a goodish repeater, yeah.
Just a quick question, because I'm a novice on 6-meter. Is it all vertically polarized? So it's all vertical antennas?
You can have vertical, or I mean,
The repeater
will be FM.
So that will be
Is it a vertical polarization?
Yep.
Okay, just like 2-meter.
Right.
Okay.
Now, you could go sideband, which is horizontal, but you're not going to sideband into a repeater.
Right. It's not. Yeah. It's a different. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Did somebody say we're having a workshop on building the antenna?
We talked about it if we get that far.
Yeah.
Doing it. That's a ways out, but I'd like to because I have a 6-meter J pole and it works okay. So it's huge.
Yeah, something basic like a vertical 6-meter antenna with a ground plane, 4 ground plane, spikes coming out at the bottom, something like that. We could build, have a class on it. Everybody could benefit from that, and then you're on the air. So
That could be a Hamfest.
Come and make your 6-meter thing and talk about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk to on horizontal.
some of your HTs will have 6-meter on it. The old VX8s, the Yezus have that, the little knob that screws on the top there, that extension, 6 meter, also something to be aware of. If you come across a good deal on one of those, a VX8 or something like that, you know, $100 or something, grab that. That might be kind of fun to, you'll be able to hit your repeater
Yeah.
from here. on
I
that.
came up with a backup to plan in case that were to not work out for whatever reason. And with the remote receive site, the transmit site to the 895, we could technically just put a dual band if we wanted to as well. I don't mind if what site it's at. But if we wanted to even put it in town, we could do that by putting a dual band 70 centimeter, 6 meter antenna and do it in town and just do, you know, the diplexers where it splits it out at the bottom. So have a VHF and a UHF radio and combine it. We could also even do that in town with a combiner at the bottom.
Right.
So we've got options available to us. So
Something we talked about too is the different radio clubs being able to participate for Prairie Dog,
yeah,
Siouxland, Sioux City. You know, we're all kind of, using that repeater then, because we should be able to get good access.
yeah. And I looked it up and you can get almost 100 miles out of 6 meters on a,
When the skip
Okay,
is, when there's no skip,
yeah, really no scale. So if you do 30, 40 watts hours, that's pretty fine. So that's for that.
hopefully we won't have much interference.
So, yeah, I mean, once we get the cans, then the fun
Right.
part of figuring out how we cobble it together works, but you know, no matter what, if we get the duplexers, they're still worth a ton of money as an asset alone, because
Right,
they're expensive, so.
we may have to plan a trip out mid-April or something out to Western South.
So Vermillion just came back online with the 2 meter repeater,
Mhm.
but is it legal to link a 2 meter repeater to a 6 meter repeater? Is there a way?
You can, yeah,
Would it make sense? I don't know.
if they wanna do it, I guess, yeah, they wanna link into the one at the possible 6 meter site already. So at my repeater there, so if they wanted to, I guess, once we have it up, they can, if they would like to.
Yeah, cool.
So we'd have to talk about all that then. Cool. Any questions on that at all?
Have one.
Go ahead.
Anybody have the X reports on the 6 meter recently with all the solar activity? Yeah.
Not that I've got it. So my antenna is only good for FM, so.
Band is up that.
For locally here, though, it worked pretty good though. So, has anyone ever talked on a 6 meter repeater? I have. Not technically, but,
I can get two of them in Iowa.
really, huh? How far away? I
One was 125, the other one was 190, but I need to go back to that one.
That's cool.
It's not constant.
Cool. Any other questions on that? It's kind of in a wait and see mode.
Well, the other thing too is they're friends from Spencer that might help in implementation and guidance and so on. They should be able to hit that 6 meter repeater from Spencer.
Oh, they should be able to, I hope.
That'd be 80 miles, 890 maybe as a kilowatt wise, 100 maybe.
Get 100 miles out of it. Get at least 30 feet off the ground. 120 miles.
Well, we should cover pretty well. So, once we get to know what the duplexers are, then we can kind of run the specifics to figure out what we can make work.
Right.
So, oh, cool. There's no other questions on that. Tailgate, the official day is July 25th at the church from last year. And we need a committee to do it. I'll volunteer. Okay.
We still get a call?
Oh, yeah, we're not gonna call it, yeah, let's not call it a tailgate this year. Let's give it something a little, if we want people to, like vendors to give stuff, let's not call it a tailgate, so.
What do we call it, a Hamfest?
Yes, that, or apparently, I think we can talk to the ARRL and get it called the state convention, because we don't have those, and Will, do you know when the last time we did that was?
Actually, we did it a couple of years ago, we had it for the state convention. 2 or 3, the first time we did it at the church, it was a state.
Okay, so we've already done this once. So, yeah, let's call it the state convention this year, let's retire the tailgate part of it, so. I assume you're gonna be on the committee?
For now, Hamfest, something that changes and makes it better than.
Yeah, whatever makes it sound, so. Show of hands, is anyone involved in being on the installation Zoom committee for planning that? I will. Tom, Will, Christine,
I'll help. Byron.
I need to get Brian.
Eric, Or Brian done first since he's on Zoom and then.
Byron, who else?
I got a question.
Yeah.
If we call it a state convention, would that involve some kind of legal problems with, you know, when you say state convention, it's not like you have the ARL and
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
other people.
It'd be the South Dakota.
We'll
State
get
Convention.
permission, we'll get permission from this stuff.
How about a tri-state?
I don't know if we're that big, but.
You're gonna draw people from across convention.
If we have that 6 meter repeater, we could probably pull it off.
Yeah, but the 6 meter retreat.
I need to find out who signed up for it.
Yeah,
Just use that as a
Tom,
pocket.
KE0Z, Rick, me, who else was there? Christine did. And when BMW going. They want to voice off.
I got so far Brennan, Byron, Tom, Rick, Christine, and myself.
Missing
else
one?
want it? It's your chance, no complaining. You know,
Complain about prizes.
And you didn't join the committee, no complaints.
I've already booked the time and I booked actually 2 times initially, so July 25th and then another day. The other one is when there's a big one in either North Dakota or Nebraska. So I switched it to the 25th. It's the meet the double by then. So this is the best day. It doesn't have the air show either. I think we decided on this a while ago. Okay, the 2 different dates.
You joined it, you're in the committee.
Tip out. Sure.
Brennan, Byron, Tom, Rick, Christine, Will, Adam.
Cool. Any other discussion need to be had with that? I guess we just need to do our first meeting.
Do we wanna put a budget on it now or later?
What do we want to do for our budget for that?
That should be a,
Or do we propose one?
let's have a committee meeting and we'll decide that.
Well, we have to get it approved by everyone too.
Okay.
But we can discuss ideas on the committee.
I think we'll have a committee meeting between now and the next meeting and come up with some budgetary ideas and then get it approved then.
That would work.
You guys help with that.
Do you want me to try to get permission for a state convention? then?
Yeah. Anything that can tailgate for us there. Cool. Any other questions with that? All right. Meshtastic update. The node is right over there. Kevin, you want to talk about that one a little bit?
Yeah.
So this is one I put together, we're putting on the Keene Park Water Tower. It's basically just, some, batteries, power supply, Raspberry Pi 0 W2 or 2W with a blower hat on it, cavity filter, an antenna, and a box. Just need to basically put the solar panel on it and, pretty much it, and then wait for it to be warm enough for Aiden to open it up on the water tower.
A warm day, he said to use all game for the is mine the same as that one?
Yeah, it's all the same.
So for the possible 6 meter site, the 190-ish feet one, I've got one just the same that I bought for that one. So then we'll have 2 really big ones.
Yeah, I want to get a lot of really good rural coverage south of town.
I think if it gets into the water tower one, it would cover all of
Yeah,
that area.
I'm
Can't
sure it
do
would.
everything else.
Then also, Adam mentioned that some people were interested in putting Meshtastic on repeater sites to monitor like repeater batteries and stuff. So I brought this show and tell. It's a NA219 voltage and current monitor. It's just a little I2C sensor. Hook it into any Meshtastic device with 2 serial pins, power and ground, and just out of the box, turn on the module and you can monitor voltage and current over Meshtastic.
What are those?
Yeah, I don't know. They're Less than 20.
So with the,
They come in a 3-pack, so when you break 2 of them, the third one works.
Steve, you know how many batteries we have at repeater sites? Melanie Lane has one. 3 or 4. Yeah. For our stuff, we just have one. Each set of batteries. And those are all 12-volt ones, right? Yeah. So, all the Morse sites have the large and big battery packs. Yeah. They save me and Ray from going out there all the time. to check
Are
out
they
the-
isolated? Do we have to worry about them being isolated? Like if we have multiple batteries running the same system, are we,
I mean, like,
would we be careful about that at least?
Oh, okay. So you mean like running the Meshtastic and the repeater battery off the same battery? Because these would be solar.
I'm less concerned about that. I'm more concerned about like if they share a common ground or
Oh, no.
you know, you start to just put them across batteries and then all of a sudden you've found out that you've run your ground to, you know, ground and plus 12 and plus 24 or something like that on accident.
I'm not smart enough with the electronics to know that one. But
Okay.
if somebody here is.
For $20 eventually when we get the note up, I guess we can experiment and find out a little bit. It'd be nice so we don't go, you know, have to go check on the batteries all the time. And then we could just make a dashboard that says, hey, the Menlo battery is dead, you know, then we know. So cool thing that helps us. So cool. And then
And eventually, if you want a node like on the northeast side of town, you can put one on our tower. Just can't be over 80 feet high.
what town?
My dad's
Oh,
tower.
okay. Cool. That'd be kind of nice. Yeah.
I've got a suggestion.
just sort of delegating.
I would like to see a class on how to set these things up. Basically, I'd like the club to buy, however many people are interested, we'd buy it back from the club. I personally don't know what I would do with one with GPS on it. All I want is one that I can stick in the window and run from my phone.
Yeah, and forget about it. Yeah, and leave it there.
But I have to charge the battery every year or two. But would the club be interested in doing something like that? That way, we get them all set up the same way. With, you know, if I had a problem, you get it fixed before I get home, so I know it worked.
I think we should, I was gonna think about doing that. Yeah, Kevin, are you good to teach a master class of doing that? Should we wait till that one is up on the water tower, do you think, or?
Well, it won't be too long.
I guess it won't be too long. Yeah, probably not. Maybe not by March. I don't know.
Well, how many people would be interested in the club buying them? The same thing for everybody, so they'll all be standardized.
How much are, when would you say that would be when you, a kit one?
Turnkey, ready to go one. Like. One tracker.
Yeah, the T1000 is just like a little
So,
tractor.
I don't know if I can do that one. Can.
Well,
I'd like to pee on Pro. Oh, thank you. It's on the cheap end. Like ready to go.
I think my little one was
Yeah, that one.
65 shipped.
Exactly that one there. Like that.
65, $70.
Yeah.
So,
And as for one, if you're getting multiple, shipping is gonna go down.
yeah. Show of hands, who would be interested in one? Yeah. That's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. 13
I
people.
move the 12, club buy 12 of them, and then we reimburse the club when they get there.
Yeah. That'd be kind of nice. So, we know a dollar amount for, how much you say it was?
I think it was $65 shipped for this one.
Okay.
I don't know, was it $15, $20 for shipping?
Okay. That's not too. Kevin, do you think it's best to buy a pre-made one or to buy one that you built from that?
I mean, I can 3D print cases and slap them together. That'd be fine too. Up to you guys.
I think it'd be more fun.
I think it'd be kind of fun to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, build it, because it's the same thing, right? Where it's,
Yeah, for that one specifically, I looked up the models for printing that case, and it's not.
It doesn't come out looking quite as good as the injected molded ones, but there are a few different lines for options for that.
Well, I don't object to putting one together, I just want somebody looking over my shoulder to make sure I did it right.
Yeah,
I mean, I've kind of forgotten what the red and black wires are for.
Point is to learn.
yeah. We all wing it together.
Have some fun.
Oh, where all the smoke leak out?
Gonna blow it up, bro. Oh, cool. So should we pre-approve a certain amount and then we run the numbers, or should we wait till the next meeting and then? I don't know. When do we want to do this class? Up to y'all. 14. So we'll probably get an extra too.
We put it on the mailing list.
Actually, that.
Just on there, and then.
Then we can come back to it and see who all, that's a better idea, yeah. Why don't we hold on that one until we pre-approve however many?
Oh, you're taking all the fun out of it.
The guessing game of how much money we're gonna spend on it? So, oh, cool,
Well, you could always get the money first and buy them.
yeah,
It's true.
I see, yeah, that might be nice too, and we've got the PayPal now, so they don't even have to give it to you in person. So, I kinda like that idea, actually, so, yeah, I can send out an email and then put something in the Discord and then whatever else. Gauge interest and call it out on the net.
I move that everybody that's sent, you send out on the email, everybody that's interested, prepay for it, then you have an exact amount of how many to buy.
Yeah. I think we should do that.
So that's what I move.
In a second to do a
Second.
Meshtastic class and get some stuff. Second, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, I will send out an email if who's interested. So I guess we didn't really buy anything, which is fine. So better. All right, and then, oh yeah, and then Brad. There you go. So you want to talk a little bit about the airport for a minute?
Sure, building out this Meshtastic network. If you haven't been out to the airport lately, we've got this big, beautiful parking structure out in front of the building now. It stands about 60, 70 feet tall. And I was up there one day thinking, boy, you know, I can see quite a ways across town up here. This might be a good spot for a node. So I invited Adam and such out and looked at it, and I got approval from the bosses. We can put something up there if we choose to do so, and you can hit a lot of water towers up there. So if it's something y'all would like to do.
So I thought about this, and I think it would be good for the sense of, I would like to kind of apply for a grant. And saying we work with the airport looks really good on the grant too. And one that we talked through is, and you know, I've read enough grants and I can kind of write one good enough, I think. So Matt Paulson, who owns Market Beat, he has the big building downtown. They do like stock ticker news and stuff. He's got a philanthropy page, and I've looked through that, and I think we could try applying for that to see if they pay for some Meshtastic stuff for us. So after we do the airport, it looks nice if we collaborate with the airport. It looks nice that we've done the museum thing. It looks nice that we're a 501c3. I won't pay for it.
I was thinking of starting an amateur radio up on Club 430 megahertz and putting it at the airport.
Yeah, if someone else wants to pay for it, sure. So
Work with the airport, work with the city, work with the railroad.
work with the EM people. It looks like we're doing a lot, and we are. So
And weather soon.
and weather service. So I think it looks good. Say we're doing that, and I briefly talked to an EM guy who was here during winter field day, and he's like, "Hey, if you guys do a class for this," he's like, "I see you've got the Meshtastic thing," and his friend did Meshtastic. He's like, "I think there's a couple guys here who'd like to come down and do a little intro class and do that." So I'd send it out to them. So I think we got a pretty good chance for getting some money. So I know enough about doing, I work at a place that gives out ham radio grants, so I know a good amount about writing a good ham radio grant.
And we configure these nodes so that you can have a ham and then have a non-ham so that anybody can use it, but they can't get on the ham side.
I think that's one for you.
Yes and no.
What brand of politics did you say you were in?
You're not political, he forgot to say that's an excellent question.
Is that a question? Yes. If you enable ham mode, your radio will talk to other radios that have ham mode enabled, but no other radios. Because ham mode disables encryption, and basically everything runs on encryption in Meshtastic. So you can make your own little mesh of just ham radio nodes, but it won't be able to talk to anybody else. And there's not really any benefit, because unless you're buying like huge amplifiers, you're not going to need to go over the 1 watt power limit anyways. So,
But you can't have it switch between one and the other.
you can change the settings back and forth, but
you can only talk to other hams.
yeah, it's only one or the other at a time. And the
Well,
settings-
maybe I should restate my question. What if somebody wants to use this that isn't a ham, and I want to talk to him? Can I get out of the ham mode and go to the open mode so I can talk to him?
yes, but everything we're setting up here is on the open mode.
Right.
So anyone can already use anything we're putting up so far.
George, why do you want to put it in the ham mode? There's no license required to use Meshtastic.
I thought there was some talk about linking the repeaters on the South Dakota link, and they would have to be higher power.
No, they wouldn't have to be. The legal limit of 1 watt, these things are really good about picking up signals below the noise floor even. So 1 watt with this antenna like this, it's not going to really propagate any better with 20 watts.
Are there any channels on this? So if I'm talking to you, nobody can interrupt me, interrupt our conversation? Or are we open to everybody listening to whatever we're sending back and forth?
Well, there's a kind of like a default channel that anyone can see. It technically is encrypted, but everyone has the key. So it's not like secret or anything. And it works just like a group text, where whatever you put in just appears at the bottom, so anyone can see it. And like barging into a conversation is only an issue, because it's just text message basically.
There's also, and I don't think many people know about it, Dusty set up kind of as an experiment, I think, a club channel. So in addition to the open channel, we can put that club channel on everybody's nodes that we do and get anybody set up with it that they want. So if you wanted to talk to somebody, for example, that was in this club and not have that conversation go out to the world in general, that's doable.
Yeah, we'll probably go for a lot of us when we do a little building party. Or
Well,
something about,
my
but
question.
yeah. So I think back to the thing I kind of really want to do. I'd like to apply for a grant just to see if I can. I guess I work in the giving out money section. I'd like to give my chance of doing that. We'd go over it together and we could think of what we want to do. But I mean, I looked at how much they've given out in the past, and it's like small amounts of like $3,000 to $5,000. So I think it'd be kind of nice just to see if we can do that. So
I don't think anybody here would stop you.
I know, yeah, we have enough goodwill with people that, so.
Never seen somebody so excited to apply for
Yeah,
a grant.
I'd like, yeah. I like doing the boring stuff, so. Can I get a motion that I can write it, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah.
For a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yeah, well.
What's the grant for?
Meshtastic,
Notes?
and then whatever we come up with, I wanna see how hard it is first. So, we can come up with other stuff.
Meshtastic infrastructure development.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think it looks good that it's not just a ham thing.
And the emergency management cooperated with it as they see the potential and emergencies, and we're developing this.
Does the National Weather Service do anything with Meshtastic?
We haven't asked them, but maybe someone might be interested in it. So you can set up to where it gives out weather alerts, so.
There actually is an alerts channel that one of the Meshtastic members set up. They had One of their nodes is hooked up to like a BBS software. And it runs on a secondary channel called alerts, and it'll send out weather alerts over mesh.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that, I've been getting them.
The weather alerts. Yeah, I kind of like it. So, yeah. Oh, cool. So we'll do that as a fun thing and fill that out, and then if we want to ask for more money or do more stuff, we can do that. But I don't know. I want to see how good of a chance we have if he's doing that. So we can, I mean, we can accept donations from companies too, because Midco matched our thing, didn't they? So yeah, how much was that?
500.
Yeah, so Midco matched just $500, so it's like we can ask groups for stuff too. So I think it'd be fun to do. What else do we have? Anything? Any new business, old business?
Oh, I got a couple. Our club liability insurance policy is going to expire on 15th of this month. I already applied for next year and approved and paid for it, so I just want to get reimbursed. $200.
Make the motion that, we reimburse.
Second.
Were we gonna get,
All in favor? Any opposed?
Hi,
Any opposed? All right.
there was talk in the past about figuring out the value of our inventory and getting insurance on that, maybe through the ARL or something else. Did anything go anywhere with that? Or will that?
We can
cover
still do that. This is liability.
Yeah,
If we have equipment on water towers or our antenna falls down and hits somebody, it pays for that.
mhm.
And we've paid for this pretty much forever, haven't we?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
had-
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is a long-term thing. So,
The city will ask for that one.
yeah,
But I mean, inventory on, or insurance on our actual equipment, I don't think we've ever had, at least as long as I've known.
do we want to? I don't know how much risk we really carry when it fits in the cabinet for most of it, but is that something we wanna maybe explore?
Cover,
Well, I thought
cover the
somebody
repeaters too.
Someone mentioned that, I remember.
Somebody,
I thought keep the VC now.
oh,
It was Matt who looked into it. He was the one who pushed it before and he looked into it, but I don't remember what he came back with.
I think he was just in Zoom too, so we missed him, so. I guess I can follow up and ask him about that.
yeah,
You know?
shoot him a note and ask him, maybe I had another topic for him anyway.
Yeah, so something fun to talk about, maybe insurance.
so he'll need the value of our stuff.
Yeah, we have from Hamfield Online, we pretty much know what,
Some of it.
yeah, a good chunk. The thing we don't know is like the stuff, like, what's the value of some of the repeater stuff, and I don't know if we really, there's such a low risk to that sort of stuff
Yeah.
too, because it's not going anywhere, so. I don't know if we're gonna need you that and antennas on top of the water towers, but
Must get hit by lightning.
yeah, it's true. So, the deductible might be as much as the antenna.
But I mean, it's just something to think about too,
The radios themselves, that'd be okay.
as we get new stuff.
Yeah.
I have a question, and maybe everybody knows the answer to this but me. But it'll be quick and simple, I think. On our website, on the board of directors page, at the very bottom, it lists a net manager. What is a net manager in the club?
It's Jim. So, what, do you wanna describe kind of what we have? Yeah, I guess you really just do the Tuesday. night.
Yeah, so ever since taking over the duties from Lance, and the limitations that I have in my garage at QDH, my job essentially is to manage any and all nets for the club. So if somebody, for example, wanted to get on 895 and have, like Bill does his Saturday morning net,
Okay.
all I just need is those numbers so I can report it back to get his call sign off. But Jim is his name.
All right, makes perfect sense. I thought it'd be an easy answer.
Yeah.
I just hadn't seen it before and I noticed it and said,
Did you send an email about that a while ago? I don't know if I ever actually answered it, sorry. So, well, cool. Yeah. And thank you, Jim, for calling the net, by the way. Clapping for you for calling the net. Oh, thank you. Because I don't have the time to do it. And do you ever want to take a break from doing it? 'Cause
Well,
you've
I'm
been doing
always
it.
looking, I'm always looking for assistant net control operators, and if anybody ever wanted to start their own net, you know, I don't know if there's anything technical as far as writing a preamble or anything of the sort, but if anybody wanted to have a net, so long as I get the numbers from who checked in and if any official traffic was passed, I mean,
Yeah.
Peter, it's meant to be used.
So anyone want to learn to call the net for a week or two? I did it once or twice.
It's not that difficult at all. If anything, pretend you're a traffic cop in the middle of an intersection, just be patient. He knows, I work at the airport with TSA. I've got another kid on the way, I've got patients okay here. So it's, if you can read, you can call a net, and it's not that difficult.
You have to be able to write too.
Yep, that's why I got
Great legend.
pencils. I took pencils.
Actually, when I did, it was like that right
And,
well.
and actually, to bring it to attention, Grumpy's the one that kind of pushed me towards it. He said it best, and the reason why I stepped up for it, you know, there might be a time where we're actually legitimately called for a legit real life emergency situation, and we're gonna have to learn how to be able to call these nets, how to be able to call traffic. That was one of the big things that I saw back on the East Coast over in New York. They did daily traffic reports. And they would send previous traffic days back and forth. I've been trying to self-learn, don't get me wrong, I'm no expert, but I've got the net control thing down pat, so I'm just trying to increase my skills. But Grumpy's the one that made me, they're like, yeah, he's got a good point. We might actually save somebody one day because of it, so that's why I did it. So if anybody's willing to be a net control operator or an assistant, or if they want to run their own net, by all means, so long as you got a radio or even a handy copy, you can do it.
Don't you have a link to the common people,
What comment is it?
like the people that check in?
I could. Well, that's, I mean, literally, I mean, I always bring my notes here.
Might be nice for new people.
Yeah, I could possibly get on Excel and put it into where like auto populates, but this is how I do it. Because I figure if I'm out in the field anyway, batteries eventually die. And if anything, I have to worry about my radio battery before my computer. So that's why I use pencil and paper. And so I get not crapped up too bad when I write fast sometimes. If you double, I'm sorry, I'm trying.
Yeah, and no one's gonna be mad if you do it slightly not as good the first time. We don't really care. So
But the second.
it's part of learning.
But the
Second time, anyone it's on you.
and then when the seventh,
Yeah,
Anyone
kill ya.
that complains can call the next net.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
So, like, you remember my first SD link net, Steve?
so
You remember how bad I did?
We're that bad.
I know, yeah, it was okay, better than I thought. So, yeah, Sioux Falls Tuesday night one could be a stepping stone to the SD link one if you want.
An idea, something we used to do is someone would take it for a month.
there you go.
So someone would get stuck on it forever.
Yeah,
Running.
Or could have maybe monthly assistant that control.
yeah. I can send out an email and see who's interested in doing it.
Yes.
Not 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 month, something else, another month.
For the SD link one?
I agree.
How many of those times was this, Steve?
Probably a couple of times.
Yeah, I agree, so. I can.
Will's called.
Yeah, Will's.
I called it.
Yeah, Grumpy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Status report on the video game. I'm playing phone tag with a lady at the Washington Pavilion. Eventually gonna make contact. So what I need is some pictures of the game. I'd like to have the name of that, a phone number of somebody at Madison I could call to get Madison's reaction to the game.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
If you could either email me a link for the pictures of the game or something, and then the name and the phone number of somebody in Madison to get a hold of.
I can get you that, and then, Gus, how long ago was it that we went up there and did the unveiling for it? Don't remember.
Not too long
About
ago.
a week ago, I think. So about a week ago, me and Gus and Byron and his mother went up there, and they were opening up a new exhibit there, and they had it where there was also technically the opening of that one, even though it's been there forever. And we went up and we showed them, and they had 40, 50 people maybe come through and look at it, and the unveiling of sorts. So I think, did you take pictures? I hope. Okay.
Yeah, we have.
You can send me over some of the pictures and we can send it out and put it on the Facebook. But yeah, they liked it, and I can get you the number of it. And if they want another one, I guess you guys offered to do that, so. Oh, cool.
As mentioned, it's an air show year, but either the Wednesday or Thursday before the air show, they always have a Discover Aviation Day at Maverick Air Center. It's kind of a STEM day. I don't know if there'd be any interest in the club setting up a table to show the youngsters coming by about ham radio at all. Just to throw the idea out there.
I've been in parks on the air and also an aviator pilot. Is there aviators on the air? Something like that?
I've worked in airline pilot when we was going across country. I did this.
Would the airport have a restriction on transmission
I'm
from the air?
managing
So that would be on here.
the backstage of the Discover Aviation Day.
No,
I
not
think
really. I mean, anything you're gonna transit
A
or
table
anything.
from the ham club would
at the
actually
airport
sit in really top.
We'd have to look at
People from
any
drone
sort of
companies
entities.
from the National Weather Service, satellite surveying, and then all sorts of old World War II. I think it.
It fit in well with
we
that.
need radio there to help balance it out.
So
It really will.
I'll sign up to do that. Anyone else want to come with me when we do that? Whatever, well, we can get the day later. So, yeah, I think it'd be fun. So it's no different than field day when we invite everyone down just to come look. So,
I'll get some contact info to you.
cool, I can sign us up. So, I don't think we're getting a motion for that one. We're just going through our own time, so.
What was the date?
It's either it's the Wednesday or Thursday before the air show. The air show is the 25th, I believe, 25th, 26th of July. What's it called again? Discover Aviation Day.
Oh, it's really great. Really great. What was the name of that hot air balloon thing? You know? They were talking about putting radio antennas at the end of hot air balloons that go like 30,000 feet up.
Oh, the really high altitude
Yeah,
ones? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, the air show.
So is this like an inside thing or is this like a?
It's in a hangar.
Okay. So would we set up like an antenna outside and run a cable or like, could they get us like one close to the door to where it's?
Oh, yeah. And sometimes if the weather's nice, put some tables right outside too, on the ramp.
Okay,
Special events.
that would be kind of fun. And just sit there and work and let other people work it. Do a digital one, do a voice one. So we've got lots of cool looking fancy new radios that have screens on them. So kids like screens. So cool.
Field day of June 27th and 28th. Have we booked here or are we looking at
I
doing
can.
it somewhere else or?
Yes, yeah.
I think the thought needs to be started.
I
We
can,
want here.
I can ask unless you want to. Well,
Okay,
maybe
that's
then,
okay.
that'd be nice, yeah. Cool. And thank you everyone who came to Winterfield Day. That was kind of fun. So I think we're gonna do that one again. So show of hands, who went to Winterfield Day? It was quite a few. So yeah, go through it. So I don't know how many contacts we did. We did a lot of talking more than we did actually talking on the radio. But
We got a QSO card from one guy.
really cool.
He was very happy to get South Dakota.
Your card.
It's like the first time I heard of. Cool. Well, I got nothing else. So if not, we're gonna go to the
Contest coming up?
anyone know what's coming up for that?
Does club have a contest planner and anything like that?
Not since I've been there, but
There's a DX contest coming up in March. I think after our next meeting. If anybody wants to see what it's like to talk to a foreign country. you can find it.
Like in the old days when we actually.
Yeah. Hop over, skip across the pond.
repeaters or no.
Yeah. I think we actually done that before. We can bring it up at the next meeting.
is that the Ada Morel one or?
Yeah,
Okay,
DX contest.
cool. Yeah, send that out, you know, and then we'll get the member list out too. So I think we need to know who's picked up and who's shame. So cool. Any other business?
Next, when's the next volunteer exam? Night, I'm trying to recruit.
We have, the next one is a week from today. It's good. We have one person signed up for it already.
Wait, so,
Is there a schedule for that every month?
Yeah, second Tuesday of every month, right here.
Right.
We talked about having one at the Hamfest as well.
Oh, yeah.
And there are probably more talks this year, more inside stuff as well, so. Yep,
I have the date for the Discover Aviation. It's Thursday, July 16th.
Yeah, what said Thursday.
Yeah.
I can help you.
all right, we got two people now. Clarify that date again, what is it?
July 16th.
July 16th.
I might not be able to help you.
Okay,
Baby number 6 might be around that time.
oh, yeah, that's more important.
Look, if it's not radio, it's things, so here we go.
It's on radio, but still kind of cool.
Mine, you know, I'm green banana saying.
Yeah.
Sounds like a field day. I know that we used to do it at Cape House and then we used to do it at the Fairground Road. So, other sites that people are considered, like fire RF sites. Big fun things.
We've done it at Wildwater West. That was, that got hard because at night, you kind of had to go roundabout way because of the gate, there's a locked gate.
I think doing it in town, we would kind of get a little bit more random people showing up too. I think people really want fun, I see, I think it's good, but. Yeah, I just can't really hear much. So, if someone knows of a big parking lot away from things that make RFI, we could take something for that.
Most I do nice.
That's in the middle of nowhere, there's no bath, well, there is a bathroom, I guess. It's an outhouse. It's an outhouse. So, an incineration toilet.
Air conditioning.
And the building, you don't want to go in with the mice and the rats, so, or the asbestos. Yeah. No. Well, anything else before we go to the, Brandon, you want to talk about what your talk is, so you stick there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a talk on Wavelog, which is a web-based logging application that kind of does a lot of automation for you. For uploading to Logbook of the World and QRZ, it kind of does it all for you. So it has a bunch of other features that I'm gonna show off too.
Cool. All right. That being said, I don't hear anything else. Motion to adjourn and then go to the technical talk.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, here we go. The floor is yours.
Just have to put this back there.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta have a cookie first.
Couple minutes of cookie. You know, I'm not doing it.
Oh, it works really good. Top of that, both of them. Fingers.
Don't do it in town. Yeah.
Stop and restart the report.
Yeah.